Master Dynamic have always caught my eye with their breathtaking design, attention to detail, and the premium materials used on all of their devices. And yet, they seem to fly under people's radars. So today I'm going to tell you why I think Master Dynamic should be on your radar and show off their MW08 truly wireless noise cancelling earphones. Stay tuned. What's up guys, welcome back to Take It Easy. I'm lucky enough to have my hands on the MW08 from Master Dynamic in for a review today. If you do enjoy the content and like the quality of the videos we're making here, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel to become a part of our wonderful community. So this is part of a series where I show off things that I'm using on a day-to-day basis in my office or in work, for example, and the MW08 have become a huge part of my daily routine. So let's unbox it and see what I got with my earphones and see if they're worth their pretty hefty price tag. Jumping inside the Master Dynamic MW08 box, looking really good, it feels premium, quite a bit larger than a lot of other wireless earphone boxes. Inside we have the MW08s themselves and several other boxes. Behind door number 1 we get a USB-C charging cable as well as a USB-C to A adapter, which is a really generous thing to include. I actually got one included with my MW65s as well. Big fan of them including accessories like this in the box. Also like how the logo is on there too, it's a really nice touch. Moving on, we get a really nice carry pouch, again feels great, looks great, and we see the smart Master Dynamic branding on there too. Finally, if we ignore the manuals, we are left with 4 different sizes of ear tips ranging from extra small to extra large, so there should be something for everyone here. Now the earphones themselves, let's just take a moment to appreciate that gorgeous design. They look ridiculously high profile. My honest opinion, they're the best looking truly wireless earphones on the market. Yes, they might be slightly on the chunky side, but they just look so sleek and minimal. Same goes for the case, to be honest. It's relatively slim and has these really nice squared off corners that match the earphone design. To say it's a fingerprint magnet though would be the understatement of the year. These things really do attract fingerprints and get pretty messy pretty quickly, so it is kind of hard to appreciate the great design on the case. Either way though, it looks good. Now, moving away from the unboxing and onto some of the important bits, the MW08 actually hit pretty hard when it comes to battery life. You'll get up to 10 hours with active noise cancelling on, and the charging case will give you an additional 30 hours of playback time, so they'll easily get you through a day or two of pretty intense usage. Yes, there's certainly longer lasting earbuds on the market, but when you consider the feature set of these earphones, such as the hybrid noise cancellation, I actually think that up to 30 to 40 hours all included, I think it's not too much of a bad deal. Additionally, we do have microphones for making calls and Bluetooth 5.2, which is what I wanted to see on these. You're really getting the best of the best here. Now, I'm not going to rip these apart as I said, I'm using these as my daily drivers, but under the hood, we've got 11mm beryllium drivers. Now I've used both the Sony WXM4 and the WXM3s a lot, which are likely the main competitors of these earphones, and I feel I can say these trump the Sony earphones by some margin when it comes to sound quality. Don't get me wrong, the Sony earphones sound phenomenal, but the bass to me always seems exaggerated. The MW8s, however, offer a more true-to-life experience with sensible bass and clarity that will enhance your favourite tracks by some margin. They have what I would describe as a more natural sound. There's no added shimmer, sounds great at the high ends. My only concern though is the volume. For me, I personally cannot listen to them on max volume, but I know from previous reviews and feedback I've had from some of my subscribers that a lot of you want louder sounding earphones, and to me these don't sound as loud as some of the other ones that I've tested out, so something worth bearing in mind if you do tend to whack your earphones up to full volume. Now, there's a good chance you've already watched a review or two from other YouTubers and you might have found that they've not been too well received, but I do struggle to agree with some of the negative comments. To a point. It all depends on what you want from a pair of truly wireless earphones. I believe rather than these being a bad pair of earphones, they're actually severely misunderstood. People are comparing these to the likes of Sony and saying, well, the sound sucks, but in reality, like I just mentioned, they're showing you a more realistic, true to life sound that's more what the artist intended. Big brand names like Sony and Bose have this consumer bass boosted sound that everyone thinks they love. These have that warm, tubey feeling with piercing clarity that makes me want to say that these are better sounding than Sony earphones. This is something that is reflected in their over-ear headphones too, in virtually the exact same way. Now, where I can say with these that yes, fair enough, Sony win by some margin is when it comes to the active noise cancelling. They're not good, but they're not bad either. They're just not great compared to the Sony WXM4s or the XM3s. Even the last generation XM3s were considerably ahead of the MW08 in this department. This is another time where you need to consider how important that feature actually is to you though. Do they drown out road noise? Pretty much all of it at higher volumes. Around the house, I can't hear anything. In the office, it does just enough to drown out the sound of my colleagues' voices and let me focus on my music and my work. Sony tends to do all of that and a bit more. It's especially noticeable on my train journeys. Now this is where I can see the difference in the active noise cancelling quality. Sony managed to drown out pretty much all of the noise of the engine even when I get off the train and I'm walking alongside it. The MW08, yes, I can still hear it a little bit. It does a okay job, but nothing in comparison to what Sony are doing. Despite this though, in reality, with the MW08, there will be very few scenarios where the inferior active noise cancelling will ruin your experience. For me, if I had to choose, I would still go with Master Dynamic, purely because of their better audio, and like I say, I own the Sony equivalent of these, and I will be making these my daily drivers over the Sony earphones, despite some of the drawbacks with the ANC, because for my lifestyle, the MW08 really suit it well, and I really don't need that extra powerful active noise cancelling. Now before we finish off, I'm going to try a new thing in my videos, and we're going to do a things you might want to know session where it's just quick fire, frequently asked questions. Number 1, what is the battery life on the MW08? If you missed it at the start, you can get up to 10 hours fully charged with active noise cancelling enabled and a maximum of 30 hours extra from the case. But that figure is assuming you're not using the active noise cancelling, so take that with a grain of salt. You might be looking more around the 20-hour mark if you've got your active noise cancelling turned on. Number 2, are they waterproof? Yes, they have IPX5 rating, meaning they can withstand light splashes from any direction. So light rain and sweat in the gym should be okay, although the case, however, is not waterproof, so make sure docked earphones are dry before putting them back in the case. Number 3, can you take calls? Yes, there are microphones and they are pretty good. This is how the microphone performs on Master Dynamic's MW08 active noise cancelling earphones. Number 4, how much are they? You'll often find these in the UK going for around £280, and if you're in the USA, you'll find these around the $300 mark. Number 5, how do you charge them? You can use any USB Type-C cable, or you can use the cable that's included in the box. Worth noting though, you will not get a USB-C wall adapter with this, so you'll have to use your own. Number 6, lastly, what is the difference between the MW08 and the MW08 Sport? The Sport versions have a Kevlar case that is water and dust resistant, as well as the addition of wireless charging, so no huge changes, you're just going to get a little bit better durability with the MW08 Sports. So final thoughts on the MW08 from Master Dynamic, the good, the bad and the ugly. Well, let's start off with the ugly. The ugly is certainly the price. It is pretty steep for what you're getting, and they are missing a few features such as multi-point pairing. The bad is the ANC, it isn't the best compared to its competitors. That being said, Master Dynamic, as I mentioned earlier, do deserve some praise here, as the ANC has no noticeable effect on the sound quality, which is something that can't be said for Sony earphones, for example. The last bad point, I suppose, is the lack of EQ settings within the app. It's just crying out for this feature, and I've seen a lot of comments online, so I'm wondering if this is something they could possibly do in an update in the future. The good though, the luxury eye-catching design, the rich sound that we get, and I have to praise them for their call quality as well. This isn't something that we tend to get on truly wireless earphones, and the fact you can make a good call on these really does mean something. So there we have it, the MW08. Feel free to ask any questions if I missed anything in the review down below in the comments section. Also, do leave a like if you like the quality of the videos we're doing here, and subscribe to the channel to become a part of the community. For now though, I've been Alex, this has been Take It Easy, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.